Hi, I'm Louisa Schooling, and my ministry is Children's Ministry, and I'll be talking on chapter 13, which is called Strengthen My Hands, and it's from Nehemiah 6:9. So I thought I would share a personal testimony of a time in my life when God strengthened my hands. When I was a young mom, I had two children, 3 and 1, pregnant with our third, and Paul and the Lord and I decided to start a church plant in Port Jervis, New York. So we packed up our house, our kids, and we moved to Port Jervis and met in a Grange hall that we rented on Sundays. And the rest of the week, the church was at our house from Tuesday through Friday. So Tuesday night we had girls club, and we would drive around and pick up the girls. Wednesday morning we had ladies Bible study. We would pick up the ladies and meet in the living room with the kids down the hall in Kara's bedroom. And then Wednesday night we had adult Bible study. Thursday night we had boys club. Friday night we had board meetings. And all day Saturday the church would come to our house and we would cook for Sunday afternoon fellowship. Then Sunday morning we would head to the church about 6 a.m. with the kids, unlock the church, turn on the heat, set up the chairs, open the closet, pull out the rug and the porta crib, and get ready for church and Sunday school. So it was a bit much trying to balance family and ministry and having people come to the house like all hours of the day for making copies or counseling. I often felt that it was a bit much for me, but I prayed, Lord, strengthen my hands, and He did. Even when one of the young moms came over and asked if I would babysit her two kids while she went back to work, I said, I can do it for maybe 6 months, and I prayed, Lord, strengthen my hands. And God just blessed amazingly. He gave us a new church building. The church grew to about 90, and that young mom came to know the Lord along with others. So God blessed. Now this may all sound silly compared to what the Lord did for Nehemiah. Nehemiah had such faith. First he went to the king and asked permission to go to rebuild Jerusalem. And then he needed to lead a group of men with a sword in one hand and a hammer in the other to rebuild the walls. But God provided. I just wanted to quote Dave Earley, one or two things. He said, Nehemiah did not ask God to wipe out his enemies as I might have done. He did not ask God to give this daunting responsibility to someone else, which I almost surely would have. He did not even ask that the walls be miraculously built by a legion of angels, which I would have at least tried. Instead, he prayed, strengthen my hands. Sometimes God prefers to do miracles in us. Mission impossible became mission accomplished. And make no mistake, this material structure was the result of spiritual activity. And I want to say that again. This material structure was the result of spiritual activity. Prayer guided, fueled, forced, and completed the impossible. Nehemiah refused to quit, and God blessed. And that's not all. When God gave Nehemiah strength to complete the project, his enemy became so discouraged that they were led to acknowledge that the rebuilding of the walls was the work of God. And finally, Charles Swindoll has written, that has to be the most thrilling experience in the world, to see God come to the rescue when we're helpless. In the middle of the incessant assault of the enemy, in spite of endless verbal barrage, the wall was built. While the enemy blasts, God builds. And in Psalms it says, I love you, Lord, my strength. Amen.